Good morning, everybody. It is a new day, and I woke up, and we are in South Dakota. And we're in South Dakota, and Milkman is complaining about all the traffic. Now, we were just in South Dakota about a week ago with that potato chip load, and there was zero traffic. So what is the difference? Well, tomorrow is Sturgis, and so that's why we've got a ton of traffic out here on the road. But no worries, it's people going to enjoy a festival. I guess Sturgis is a 10-day festival. It's a pretty long festival. But anybody going to Sturgis, of course, by the time this video uploads, Sturgis will have passed. So if you went to Sturgis, I hope you had a great time. And everything was safe, and everything was a lot of fun. So it's Pigtail Day. We know what that means. That means that it has been too long since I've had a shower. I'm not getting a shower today. We are trying to get this load to Washington. It doesn't have to deliver by Friday, but if it delivers if we can get it to deliver on Friday, then we can go home for the weekend. But if we don't make it by Friday, then we have to stay away from home for the weekend, and nobody wants that. We want to go home. We're never home, so we want to go when we can. So we're really working on getting our getting there, and all of these construction zones are not making it any easier. I was in construction pretty much the entire night last night. There was, I don't ever, can you remember it being this bad with construction? No. We always say there's two seasons in trucking, winter and construction. All of these states that have snow on the ground all winter long, they only have the summer to do their construction projects. And so all summer long, you're usually dealing with a lot of construction. But it really feels like this summer is worse than all previous summers. Like, the signs for the next construction zone start before the last construction zone has ended. They tell you, construction in a mile. And I'm like, what do you mean construction in a mile? I'm in construction. But then you see end construction, and then like 50 feet later, it's like, okay, construction. It's pretty crazy with the construction out here. But these roads are a total disaster. So yes, please fix them. Please, states, because you have waited too long. The roads, I'm looking at you, Arizona, you need to fix your roads. So we're currently 1,400 miles away. GPS is saying that we're gonna get there at about 8:40 in the morning. Now that time constantly creeps backwards, or creeps forward, it creeps up as we go, because our GPS doesn't account for 30-minute breaks. It doesn't account for, it thinks that we are just driving straight through. And I think it's just because it expects us to be going the speed limit the whole time. And there's a lot of states with an 80 or 85 mile an hour speed limit. This truck, we didn't want it governed, but it is governed at 75. And no matter what, that's still too fast for us. We like to drive 62. When we're in a super rush, we'll drive 65. When we're going downhill, we'll let it get to 70. But even if we're going down a big, long, straight hill and it could go 75 or 80 just because gravity's doing its thing, we'll put on the jake brake. We don't think it's safe. It feels way too fast. If something were to unexpectedly happen, we would not be able to react. So pretty much our maximum downhill speed is 70 miles an hour. Anywhere else, our absolute maximum is 65, because we're trying to get the best fuel mileage that we can. So anyway, so it's saying 8:40. Last night when I was done, it was saying something like 7:40 or 7:50. And so I'm not surprised that it has gotten bumped up an hour. We just want to make sure that that doesn't get beyond 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because that's when our receiver closes. You got anything else you want to say? Milkman's no help.
Well, I'm just saying that I'm burnt out. All the traffic, you know.
Yeah.
This is a place where usually there's nobody. It's nice and quiet. It's just been massive friggin' traffic, and it's like a racetrack out here. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Gotta really watch out what you're doing. I mean, so yeah, hasn't been enjoyable. I'm done now.
I'm with you though. I was really looking forward to the Dakotas, Montana. You know, you're out in the middle of nowhere.
The
But
time I'm done, we're
out of
gonna
it.
almost be out of it, and you'll be able to enjoy yourself.
Woohoo!
So yeah.
So are you gonna get to Montana, or
I don't know where I'm going. How much time do I have left? I don't think so. There's 310 miles to go here.
Oh,
It's 5
whoa.
hours, so no. 7, 8. So no, definitely not. I'm not getting out of.
you have 4
South Dakota.
hours?
So
You
yeah.
have 4 hours. So
So you're
that's
gonna be-
240 miles.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm not
roughly.
getting out of here. You are.
All right.
Yeah.
But I think western South Dakota is a little more mountainous. It's so super flat right here.
It doesn't matter. You still have all the people heading.
Well,
You still have the same amount of people.
that's
So,
true. But I mean, where are they coming from?
Back east. I'm sure, and then you
Where
come in
is-
the other direction. They're coming from back west, you know. So there, and then you have the people from the south and the north, and they're all merging
Converging,
together.
yeah.
Yeah. So these people
Oh, wait a second
are
though.
coming from back east.
But once we hit the town of Sturgis, then we're going against the traffic, right? Everybody will be going the other direction.
Yes.
So where is Sturgis is the question.
I don't know. It's like exit 20 or something like that. I thought.
What? Really?
I think. You got these people next to me.
I
and
see 'em.
You know, I don't know why people have to. They come along. They're
I
doing
know.
80 miles an hour, and then they sit and they slowly creep along. Look at that little thing.
I know.
How the heck could anybody? A cat would be complaining. I'm telling you, I don't understand it.
Because it's only for sleeping in.
How can you sleep in it? You couldn't even fit in there.
How can you sleep in here? How can you sleep in here?
It's tough. You hear me bitching all the time. You guys got way too much stuff in here. Can't ever forget. I'm always sleeping on stuff. Always sleeping
So
on
am
stuff.
I. And all my stuff
Yeah,
is always-
exactly, because you got too much stuff.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, but I wanted to mention that yes, Sturgis is at exit 30, mile
Oh, 30, so I was 10 off.
So, yeah, okay, we're at 307. So
Oh,
you're
big
gonna
deal.
make-
You're going to have a little bit of driving, and then that's going to be it. My gosh.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing my IFTA. IFTA is how we pay our fuel taxes. We pay our fuel taxes at the pump, but what happens is if you only paid taxes where you purchased fuel, some states, for whatever reason, you're driving, you're using their roads, they have to fix those roads, but you would never be paying fuel taxes if they didn't have some kind of a system like this. So what happens is we keep track of all of the miles we drive in every state. Now, most of our ELDs will do that electronically now. I still do it old school. We write down our odometer reading every single time we enter a state, and so we keep track of it that way, and then I just have an Excel spreadsheet that calculates all the miles for all the states. But then we also have to keep track of where we purchase fuel, because we pay fuel taxes every time we purchase fuel. And so what IFTA does is it basically figures out what states we overpaid in and what states we underpaid in based on our fuel usage. So, and then based on that mileage and how many miles we drove in each state, it figures out how much taxes each state is owed. And then because we also tell it where we purchased fuel, it knows how much we paid in taxes to every state throughout that same 3-month period. And so some computer, something somewhere figures it all out and reallocates all of the tax money to the states that are supposed to have it. Yes, the way station's open, but my pre-pass gave me a green light, so I got to bypass. All right. Once again, I'm doing the fueling because Lugnut is in a class right now. So he can't do it. So I'm fueling and taking my 30 once again at the same time. Saves us time because I was going to take my 30 at a rest area, but this fuel stop it's one that we know, and it was only like 40 minutes. It was only 40 minutes further, and so I still had time, you know, before I needed my 30. I wasn't desperate yet. So as I was getting into the truck stop, there was another guy, and I was right behind him, and he pulled kind of to the left of the fuel island, and so I wasn't quite sure what he was doing, but he kind of pulled. It was like a big empty space, and I was like, well, that's not really a parking space, but okay, whatever. I mean, we see weird people do weird things all the time, but directly behind him were not really parking spaces, but they were. It's like a dirt area, and there was some cars parked there. So his plan was to back into one of those spots, but he didn't put on his four-way flashers to let me know that. So I had no idea. So I went right behind him, and then he started backing up, and then I saw him stop, and in the meantime I was like already pretty far behind him, so I just kind of sped it up a little bit. He was far enough away that I wasn't really concerned that he was going to hit me, but that's why we always put our four ways on when we're backing in to communicate to the other drivers what we're doing. I thought he was just pulling forward and maybe going to go in and then use the restroom. I didn't know what he was doing. Without the four ways, I had no clue that he was about to back up. And had I known, I wouldn't have gone behind him, because that's kind of considered rude. If you see somebody backing up, it's rude to go behind them because it's rude and it's dangerous. But basically, they're backing into a spot. It takes us a little bit longer to back in. We don't go in at full speed. And so it's kind of rude to, drive behind them. Like I said, I mean, it's a little bit dangerous. I was coming from his left side, so he could easily see me. But still, I wouldn't have done it had I known that he was backing up. Why you gotta communicate out here. Alright, I thought we needed a lot of depth, but apparently we don't. Alright. I think I'm gonna get 2 gallons. So this hose is like pulling on it the whole time it's trying to retract. There's Milkman in the background, taking care of business. All right. All right. All right, here we go. Woo-hoo. We've got 817 miles to go. I've got 4 hours to drive, so I'll probably get about 220 miles or so. And then, yeah, you're in this one, kiddo. You see yourself?
Yeah, I can barely see me.
And then, Milkman will bring us the rest of the way in. Get this puppy offloaded and head for home for the weekend. So at 11 p.m. we'll switch, and then Milkman will have another 600 miles to drive. So that will almost be, well, I guess he won't be fueling it all. Milkman won't have to fuel it all. That's why I just fueled. And but he will have to take a 30. So I mean, 600 miles if he's going a 62 mile an hour average, that should be about 10 hours plus the 30, so 10 and a half. So he'll get there probably about 9:30 in the morning. So yeah, So we're looking good because the place closes at 3. All right, so we made it to Butte, Montana. It's 11 o'clock at night, and we're 600 miles away. So it should be just about 10 and a half hours, maybe even a little bit less. So we should make it there 9:30 tomorrow morning. They close at 3. So I think we're gonna make it. I feel good about this. So thank you for watching. We will catch you next time.